Hi everyone, Patty Fields here with this is part four. I will put the links to the other parts of this message in the description box, and I they keep coming. These dreams keep coming, and I feel so compelled to share them with you. They have been so extremely helpful. And part one, two, and three really talk about what we currently are seeing in our world, both micro and macro, in your personal world, maybe, and also in the larger world, that there is some kind of breakdown happening. And the idea of breakdown is a breakthrough is really important to remember at this time. So the last prophetic dream I had was about the collapsing of the buildings, the structures, and the systems that we live by and live in, and it was represented as a city. And in that prophetic dream, which I recommend that you listen to because it gave clear instructions about what to do when this type of thing is happening for us. This dream, however, was a futuristic dream with a present day message. So, the basic premise of this dream, especially when we are going through challenging times, so I will get sometimes these messages that give us a broader perspective of what is ahead. And what is ahead is good. What is ahead was given to me as a representation of what it feels like when we are going into our senior year of learning. So, whether that's high school or college, in our senior year of learning, the hard learning, the difficult learning has already taken place. And generally, it gets harder freshman year, sophomore year, junior year. Junior year is a tough year. That's a year that all the testing is happening, all the preparation, all the culmination of everything you've learned, and you are intensely studying, practicing, putting into actual practice. Sometimes there's internships and things like that in junior year. And then what happens in senior year? Senior year is a time of enjoying the fruits of our labor and enjoying the wisdom that we have gained. We're not yet ready to move into the new learning aspect of our growth and expansion, uh, but we are enjoying a sense of community, a sense of um, celebrating all the wisdom that we've gained, a time that we appreciate and have gratitude for how far we've come. And it's a time of community um, and just enjoying and taking a breath and not moving forward yet because freshman year is again another beginning of a new learning. So we get to have this time. And this was given to me in this dream. And also, what was given to me was what are we to do now? What is our focus now? So, this threshold, like we're on the verge of a new, like the threshold of a new chapter, a new time in our lives. And at that moment where we understand, oh my gosh, we're entering into our senior year, I was given a very specific message about what to focus on today. So let me share a little bit about the dream, and I will try to pull out some of the major themes and make this somewhat short for you so we can get to the good nuggets of this dream. So, in this dream, I am traveling in a car with what I call spiritual companions. They are people I've known in my life who have been on the journey with me at various times. Some of the people in the vehicle I haven't seen or spoken to in years, but we were connecting at one point in our spiritual journey and sharing and learning together. There also were many, many other cars that were all traveling to this place. And we know it is the beginning of our senior year. So as we're driving to get to this place, I say to the people in my car, you know what's so great about senior year? In senior year, all the cliques and all the separate groups disappear. There are no cliques, no groups. Everybody comes together and spends time with each other because we know that this is our last time to be together and that we're going to then move forward. And we're so appreciative of each individual that we have shared these last 3 years with. So that's what I say. Like, I know this. This is what's so great is there's no more groups. So we get to the location and it's this beautiful landscaped green plush grass and this incredible building that looks a little bit like an old and a new church kind of thing where there's some stone and there's some beautiful lead trimmed windows and we walk into the building and I have a suitcase. I have my suitcase. And I say, there's a person who greets us, and she is 1 year ahead of us in school. And she was in real life 1 year ahead of me in school. And she greets me and all of us. And I say to her, okay, where do I put my suitcase? I want to unpack. And she said, oh, no, before you unpack, everybody has to take part in the meal and we're serving you a beautiful meal. It's like a banquet and it's a kickoff. And I'm a little frustrated because I'm like, I don't really need to eat first. I really just want to get settled in and unpack my suitcase. And she said, no, it's really important that everybody have a meal. So I go into the dining room and it's, oh my gosh, the crystal lights, the walls were the bottom of the walls were these beautiful wooden inlaid walls. And then the other half of the wall was white drywall, like beautiful painted pure white. So in that symbol, it was a place where earth and heaven meet. It was a sense of being grounded in the earth. And also the top part of it represented our spirituality, our purity of heart. And so I sit down and they were all round tables. And I sit down and I look around and I say, oh my gosh, this is such a beautiful, beautiful venue. I bet it's a popular place for people to get married. So I'm looking around and thinking, oh, you know what? I would like to probably have to book way ahead of time. So I would like to book this place. And then I realized, oh, wait a minute, I don't have a partner yet. So I'm not sure what time to book it. And in that moment, it felt like a commitment to something, like taking a vow to commit to something. And it felt like not necessarily a partner in real life, but partnership with a divine purpose, like something that I wanted to put my whole heart and soul into. And I knew it was coming. I knew the place that I wanted to have that commitment be made, but I didn't know what it was yet. So I was perfectly content with, oh, I don't know what it is yet. I will find out. And when I do, then I'll book it. So we go outside and we're waiting, for the meal to begin. And here's a really important aspect of this dream. In this dream, I see the caterers that are taking all the food out of the truck and they're going to be bringing it into the building. And in real life, I have some people that I know that are in the restaurant business and two brothers. And one of the brothers was a friend of mine and he died in real life. And the other brother's still alive. In the dream, it was given the symbol of this friend who had passed and his brother who's still alive. And they were both carrying the food. Now, the brother who passed, we were friends, and the brother who passed, I know in the dream that he has died. And I see him and I recognize that he has come from the spiritual realm. and our eyes lock, and he has this like smile on his face, and I smile back. And they're preparing, so they're coming in and preparing the meal. And that message to me was so important, and I really want you to hear this, that it was a wonderful way to convey to me the symbol that the nourishment that we are receiving now is both spiritual and earthly. So we are getting our sustenance from the spiritual world, which was very much a part of those other dreams that I had that you might want to check out, and also our physical world. So that means like actual food. That means anything that we need to be okay in the physical realm is part of our nourishment that is coming from all from the spiritual realm. So again, it's the other symbol of the wooden half of the wall and the top half, which is white. It's where the spiritual meets the physical, which is so, so important for us to understand. Now, when I woke from this dream, it was very clear to me that with all of this seeming destruction and chaos, that there is a new chapter coming. And that new chapter, we're on the threshold, meaning we've arrived, we're ready to begin that time of community building and being together and enjoying and celebrating all that we've gone through and all that we've learned. And so, however that feels to you in your personal life, how that you can imagine what that may feel like to you in practicality of how you're living your life. And it was clear also with the friend who was a year ahead of me saying, I was ready. I'm like, let's start this year because I'm excited about this year. And she said, no, you have to partake in the meal first. And I have used that idea often in the last week since I had this dream. When I start looking too far ahead for what I want my experience to be and what I want to have my life be like and what I want the world to be like, um, I pull back and I say, okay, I'm on the threshold of that. We as a world are on the threshold of that. There's been a great deal of learning going on. Now I need to pay attention to the nourishment that I am receiving. That is very important to the step that the step we are on. The step we are on right before we cross through over the threshold into a new world, the step that we are on, we are being nourished. Okay, we are being nourished. And so, what I have been doing in my daily life is I have been asking and focusing in on how am I being nourished today? What is provided for me? I just had to show up. What's provided? What's being given to me? I can look at that both spiritually. What am I receiving spiritually? How does that feel to me on an energetic level? But I also include the worldly level. What have I been given today as nourishment to get through the day? And that could be anything. It could be a good night's sleep. It can be a phone call from a friend. It can be something that you needed, anything at all that you happen to need for your physical well-being. What are you being given? And at the same time, what are you being given spiritually? So that's kind of the question that I would leave you with is while we're in this ending of our learning, ending of our junior year, about ready to start our senior year, where all the groups dissipate and everyone gets along, what nourishment are you receiving in this moment? What nourishment are you receiving at a minute's notice when you need something? And it could be a spiritual need. It could be a sense of peace. It could be a sense of feeling loved and cared for. And also look at the physical. What are you getting physically in your physical world to get you through that day? I'm going to leave you with one other thing that I have been doing and focusing on, because there's a lot of questioning going on now about power and who has the power. And is it a power struggle? And who's trying to grab the power and who's trying to grab it back? Power seems to be a big theme right now, and that can make us feel really unnerved when we feel powerless. So I have been practicing, and I think this has been an incredibly helpful mantra for me and a really wonderful way to focus in on my silence, my meditation, or if I'm walking in nature, I will ask this question. I will, or not actually a question, it's really just an intention and an openness to receive. And what I am saying is, I want to experience the power of divine love and peace. I want to experience the power of divine love and peace. And what that does is it takes my focus away from what's going on the outside, and it brings my focus inward. And I'm saying I want to experience it. I really want to have an experience of it, which goes back to the nurturing concept, because the experience of the power of divine love and peace can come in many, many ways. So I would suggest that you do not fill in the blanks of how you think that should show up, and just let it show up. And then the reflection, when you ask, how have I been nourished today? They go hand in hand. So I hope that this is, and I'm going to call this part 4 because I think it's so important. It's almost the culmination of all the other prophetic dreams that I've had. And I hope this gives you a really wonderful way to focus in on these days ahead. So I wish you all the best, and my heart goes out to all of us who are in the journey of awakening and expanding and learning, and the challenges that go along with that. We need these, they're sort of like hand holding that we get from the spiritual realm to help us to walk the journey. So take good care.